A very good evening to you all. Thank you for joining us for the 8 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight, this 26th day of November 2023. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold, Mugalo Mohammed on sign language. And without further ado, let's get straight into the bulletin. In our top story, the Prime Minister Robina Nabanja has inaugurated a new healthcare facility valued at 2.4 billion shillings at Gombe Government Hospital in Butambala District. The facilities consist of 16 staff quarters and a maternal and child health ward. Nabanja emphasized government's commitment to infrastructure development in the health sector and urged health workers to attend to the public. Details in this report.
Premier Nabanja asserts that service delivery is improving.
Ezo sente president ababa gabiddeko. Ezo sente za government. Bali bagati Butambala bakoze yoki bajje balabe wane Gombe. Abasawo tubasuubiramu emirimu. Ebisinga bikoleddwa. Ebimu bikyakolebwa. Tubasaba amuweereza abantu n'omutima gutya. Najja wano nga tebannabongeza misaala nga muyomba. Kakati government eyongeza emisaala. Ebikozesebwa byonna mu ebiri. Abantu bajje bakebererwa wano obulwadde. Bagenda omuwe bujjanjabi ng'ategedde nti nze nyina kansa. Tutegeraganya. Oyo omulifali ng'egyasaanye okukolebwako. Sijja kusobola kuzaala agende mu theatre.
She praised the UPDF Engineers Brigade for the work and encouraged beneficiaries to utilize the new facilities.
Tusaba abasawo bazikozese mu buyonjo bazirabirire kubanga omulimu omukoleddwa guli ku international standard. Tusaba baleme kufumbira manda munda muno bakozese amasannyalaze bagule kuuka kuba be ba science kati bagule kuuka baleme kuleeta mukka mu nyumba ze.
Bekunda Besije, head of the UPDF Engineers Brigade, emphasized the brigade's role in saving government funds. He appealed for increased capitalization to ensure the brigade's continued effectiveness, even in the absence of immediately available funds.
These projects, if they were being undertaken by contractors, the cost between what we are doing and the contractors, we are making a saving of between 50 and 140%. And so far, the projects we are undertaking, we are going to make a saving to government 92 billion. So 92 billion, how much does a classroom cost? It's about 30 million. So how many classrooms are in 92 billion? A quick calculation, you can see 300 classrooms, which the money that we are saving can be able to build 300 classrooms.
Dr. Joseph Mbuga, the medical superintendent of Gombe Hospital, highlighted the alleviation of congestion issues in both the hospital and staff quarters, providing a renewed sense of hope.
Zibadde zikyali ntono nga tezibasobozesa twongera abasawo era kawo buli lunaku mbeera ku ofiisi ye nga mujjukiza nti abasawo bennyina tebamala naye nga ensonga y'emu gyamba. Ensonga endala mama we tulongooseza wafunda nga bwe nkugambye nti abalwadde baffe bava mu Butambala, Wakiso, Mpigi, Gomba, tulina theatre emu eyina ekitanda kimu kwe tulongooseza.
Dr. Daniel Chabayinze, the Director of Public Health, highlighted the Minister of Public Service approval for the Minister of Health to recruit and fill vacant positions nationwide.
2 days ago, on Thursday, our Minister, General Kacheng, plus the PS and the directors met with public service and they presented our case. That you see, we've expanded the structures, there is wage. We need to lift this ban, not only replacement. And we also knew that some people go to study and they don't want to leave their place and get it filled because coming back there will be nothing because of the ban on recruitment. But that has been accepted and our request to public service has been accepted.
Chief Justice Alphonse Owini Dolo has asked Ugandans to develop their home communities as a way of improving their areas. He was officiating at the annual dinner for Nabumali High School all students in Kampala.
Nabumali High School in Mbale district, a church founded in 1912, was among the best schools in Eastern region until 2000, when it started to decline. All the students have joined the lane by giving back to their mother school through developmental projects at the school. They are constructing 3 water reservoirs at the school. That will cost 225 million.
We want Nabumali back to the Bulaya that we hear. We have engaged in several initiatives to achieve these priorities, and among these are the NOSA calendar activities. After doing some market survey, the school administration came up with an idea. They thought that if we instead were able to acquire 3 24,000-liter tanks, then we will have the water problem as history.
Our school has been collapsing because of leadership. So this time we said NOSA must get involved in getting a head teacher.
At the fundraising dinner for the Old Students Association NOSA in Kampala, Chief Justice urged the Ugandans to always give back to their communities.
Meaning we have people who are committed, people who, okay, money is never enough, but they know that next door, my colleague I came out of university or out of teacher training school is not faring the way I do. I want you to know that with your education, you can impact on people in your village. You can impact. Many times our people are suffering from what they say tradition dies hard. But for you now, you're educated. You can pick on anything and read. These are things that do not need equation, what engineer Sakwa uses every day. Leave pi as pi. This thing, that's not the other one.
The school authorities decried the ongoing encroachers on the school land, which has hindered developments, for which they sought for the Chief Justice's intervention.
Because the issue we are having, which is a problem, is that when the cases stay long in court, the offer that will be given as some stipend to the workers, we take to the lawyers. May God help us. You people, you pray that these cases can be concluded, and then when they are concluded, things will work out.
I'm just adding to his voice that let's find out what the problem is, and we solve that problem in the Mbale. Otherwise, we shall find our school having squatters.
If a judgment has delayed, I will investigate. Let there be a formal letter of notification. You call it complaint. This one which is delaying you acquiring the entire land, assuming it is yours, we have a rule which I'm not going to break. If your case is number 7, I'm not going to allow it to become number 3. I will hear the first 6 and then come to number 7.
Margaret Nabude, the deputy head teacher of Nabumali High School, commended the old students' efforts towards reviving the glory of Nabumali High School.
Thank you for loving Nabumali, and thank you for being that one leper. You have done a lot for the school. We at Nabumali High School, who are currently at Nabumali High School, we can only say thank you, thank you. So let's do all that the president is asking us to do and her committee, and I know the sky will be the limit.
Over 5 million was collected with pledges to construct 3 water reservoirs at Nabumali High School. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Now, women and children have been cited as the most affected victims due to the increasing cases of the gender-based violence in Uganda. And experts are worried about gender-based violence, especially in slum areas, as this report shares with us.
Amidst Uganda's participation in the global 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, there are concerns over escalating incidents of gender-based violence despite sustained efforts by various civil society organizations to combat the challenges.
16 days of activism against gender-based violence was put aside by the UN to emphasize the importance of focusing and refocusing all our attention to address gender-based violence everywhere, anywhere, by everybody.
Statistics from the police report of 2022 reveal alarming figures of 17,698 cases of domestic violence, 1,623 cases of rape, 8,960 cases of defilement, and 14,696 sex-related cases, with the biggest percentage of those affected being women and children. Mondo Chateka is the Assistant Commissioner for Youth and Children at the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development.
We receive about 1,200 calls every day. Out of those 1,200 calls, 10 to 15 are on gender-based violence. They are reporting a case about gender-based violence, and that's every day. 15 cases just from a single child helpline. So that should tell you the intensity of this problem.
International organizations for Migration Baseline Survey report on strengthening social cohesion and stability in a slum population in Uganda indicate that urban slums are prone to gender-based violence. Annette Musisi, a resident of Makere Chikoni, explains how she lived in her marriage for over 40 years and shares her experience on gender-based violence.
Nemanya kino bwekiti kyayagala bwekiti ne bwekiti olina okuba nti osoma munno nomanya munnanga ayagala bwekiti kino sijja kigenda ngenda bwekiti kijja muyinza naye namanya kyoyagala owabaawo ekitikamu tetudda mu public tetuyomba olina kudda mu nyumba noteesa ne munno nogamba munnange ensonga eno bweti ne bweti yanyiizizza.
Daniel Ogok associates gender-based violence to cultural side, where people have abandoned their culture on marriage.
Because I remember those days, our parents used to choose for us women to get married to, basing on like after accessing them very well and finding out their backgrounds. But as per now, people meet anywhere, and sometimes we end up getting married to the people who are not meant for us. We end up marrying people we don't know their characters, and in most cases, with time, after a short period of time, we start getting misunderstandings in our relationship, causing all this kind of fights in the houses.
Maybe business the woman doesn't want, or you find the woman wants to work, but the man doesn't want the woman to work. So at the end of the day, you find it's going to be very hard for the two couples to live in harmony unless one gives up. And you know, when you talk about violence, there can be that silent violence where you find someone is okay, is in harmony, but inside psychologically is tortured.
Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
And air pollution in Kampala remains a big challenge, a danger to the city dwellers, especially children, contributing to premature deaths and increase in preterm birth rates. Now, experts are also worried that this trend, if not tackled in Kampala, it is headed into a catastrophe.
The World Health Organization estimates that air pollution is responsible for more than 7 million premature deaths every year around the world, contributing to heart disease, lung cancer, and respiratory infections.
When we breathe in dirty air, which we call, the air pollution, there are some small particles, we call them particulate matter, which are so small that when you breathe in, they quickly go into the lungs and continue to the bloodstream. Those eventually, if you are exposed for a long time, then you develop lung disease, asthma, and eventually other cardiovascular diseases of the heart, stroke, they set in.
Kampala is ranked among the worst air polluted cities in the world, with its air pollution ranging between 5 to 7 times above the recommended World Health Organization air quality. This, according to Professor Lina Tuyambe from Makere University School of Public Health, is not only dangerous to human health but poses a great danger to pregnant mothers and increases the risk of preterm birth rates.
As a university and as a School of Public Health, We have been doing research for the last, I think, 8 years on air pollution, since 2015, I think, 16. And so we have been monitoring the air pollution, and at the moment I can safely tell you that we are not safe. The air we have in Kampala is 3 times the recommended World Health Organization standards.
When you are exposed to a lot of pollution, and that if you could give an example of carbon dioxide, it affects the body system. That is one. 2, if the air is full of carbon dioxide, it brings in some kind of dizziness. You have heard of people that are asthmatic, including even pollens. Particulate matter, when it comes into the respiratory system, the breathing becomes a challenge. You have seen it with very many people who are asthmatic.
Kampala is the home to more than 2 million people, with an estimated 50,000 cars making their way to Kampala city daily. The rural-urban migration has partly contributed to their huge numbers, with pull and push factors contributing to the problem.
So if you look at the population of vehicles that enter the city, if you look at the population of motorcycles, very old motorcycles that even do smoke, that are not maintained, all those produce a lot of pollution in the environment. If you look at the population themselves, people themselves produce a lot of carbon dioxide in the environment, especially if there are no trees or any other way of dealing with the pollutants.
Kampala Capital City Authority has embarked on 3 action plans, which include the Kampala Climate Change Action Strategy, Air Quality Governance Framework, and Clean Air Action Plan. Alex Nyabachira is Kampala Capital City Authority Coordinator for Air Quality Program.
To coordinate the efforts of air pollution control and improve air quality for the city, we put together a document. First of all, we have 3 main documents: the Climate Change Action Strategy for the city, the Air Quality Governance Framework, that mainly states that it is a multi-sector issue, and then the third is the Clean Air Action Plan. The Clean Air Action Plan is the main document we are implementing, because it states how these other 2 should be implemented.
It will cost the country billions of shillings to purchase air quality monitoring kits and dispatch them countrywide. Airco, an institution based in Makerere University, is using a low-cost devices to monitor the air quality in different parts of the country. Preliminary results collected in the past few months indicating the Central Business District has a hotspot for air pollution, and this occurs during morning and evening hours.
The pattern means that in the morning there's an increase due to human activities. Now during lunch hours we have seen that the value reduces a bit down, and then it starts increasing again in the evening, 6 up to like 9, and then starts reducing again. So within a day we have 2 peaks in Kampala, and then a year we have also 2 peaks during most time during the dry season.
Sadam Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
Well, thank you very much, Sadam Mubale, for that insightful piece. We do hope that people take note. Now, residents of Buyiga Island, Kamengo sub-county in Mpigi district have appealed to the district and central government to upgrade their fishing site to a fully gazetted landing site. This was during a community dialogue with the sub-county and district leaders organized by Joy Initiatives Uganda.
Residents of Buyiga Island, Musa Parish, Kamengo sub-county in Mpigi district are challenged by poor and expensive water transport systems, distant health centers and schools, and inadequate public toilet facilities. To access better service delivery, they have appealed to the district and central government authorities to upgrade their fishing site to a fully gazetted landing site and modern ferry services to ease transportation and access to the area. This was during a community dialogue between residents and their sub-county and district leaders.
Tetuyinaawo omwalo guli gazetted mu mateeka nga tetuyina kkubo lyonna litufulumya nga tetuyise mu lyato.
For me, I'm a community health worker, but about the health, we are bad off because our land is so sandy.
Ekizibu ky'abatuuze tebalina toilet
omwami mutuluza honorable mulembe gwe yatusimira toilet eyo naye teyaliko buyambi bwonna kuva waggulu toyi eyo terina kiyakola.
However, some of the district leaders gave hope to the residents.
We have a mini solar grid project which is going to electrify the area. The area of education, we are trying to put up staff houses at our seed secondary school so that we address issues of absenteeism.
It's been found that there is rampant defilement cases amongst our people, especially those on the landing site. But part of it is that most of these cases, they're even infecting these younger kids with HIV. So we as leaders, we are coming up strongly opposing this.
Grace Nabisere, one of the Joy Uganda Initiative officials, explains the purpose of community dialogues.
Come to give out their views on how to improve service delivery. They have been challenged with the long distances to reach the health center, the long distances to reach the schools, especially this primary school, which is in one of the villages and it's very far.
Meanwhile, residents were cautioned against illegal fishing. I'm Nafka Farida, Anjuko Collins.
Minister for Northern Uganda, Grace Freedom Kuyechwing, has called upon the business community in Gulu City, who have been urged to take full advantage of the opportunity of access to financial services to foster economic empowerment. She was launching the first regional office of Uganda Development Bank in Gulu City.
May this office bring business to Northern Uganda.
Uganda Development Bank has started implementing its decision to establish regional offices across the country, and the first one has been opened in Gulu City in northern region of Uganda. The managing director UDB, Patricia Ojangole, says they have supported businesses and investments in northern Uganda to a tune of 134 billion shillings for the last 3 to 4 years.
This is money which has actually been disbursed in various businesses across the region. And it's our expectation that these numbers shall significantly increase with the establishment of this office, that we only started operations here 2 months ago, but so far this wonderful team in the region headed by Mr. Hom has been able to generate business worth 16 billion shillings in just 2 months.
Gulu City is known for production, and with this facility, farmers have potential of adding value on what they produce. The Minister for Northern Uganda, Grace Freedom Kuyechwing, urged people to take advantage of the business clinic.
To finances and financial services is crucial in fostering economic empowerment and entrepreneurship. Now with this office in here, its expertise, its financial solutions closer to us, I truly commend that this bank had a great foresight, and the dedication it will extend to our people should not be taken for granted.
Woman Member of Parliament, Gulu, Betty Achan, said Gulu business community will access loans at a lower rate.
Out even the jobs are not there. So probably if you are here with these loan facilities, they get out of the university, those who do agriculture, they get out and they go to the land. And they make sure that they do their own businesses and create even opportunities, employment opportunities for their brothers and sisters. So,
in another development, UDB has supported Gulu Regional Referral Hospital with 35 million shillings to build permanent shed for antenatal mothers with 200 pieces of mama kits.
Still contribute to the death of the newborns, which conditions are really preventable. And the prevention aspect of it starts right at antenatal, where our mothers are monitored for deviation from normal before they get to the deliveries, and erecting a tent to support antenatal care at Gulu Regional Referral Hospital is great support.
I'm Nafka Farida reporting.
UPDF soldier Private Peter Lokidi has been sentenced to 65 years in prison for the murder of 3 individuals and the attempted murder of 2 others in Nakaperi Moru sub-county, Kotido district. Chaired by Colonel Francis Katereho, the court concluded a week-long field hearing addressing various cases of gun violence in Kotido.
33-year-old Private Lokidi broke into the residence of the officer in charge of Nakaperi Moru police station on September 22, 2023 and accessed a firearm to commit the crimes. Despite pleading not guilty, Lokidi was convicted based on prosecution evidence.
Count 2 of murder of Rochengero Piringole. Nena Rochengero Piringole atane. You have been sentenced to 65 years imprisonment. Count 3 of murder of Angor Choriase. You have been sentenced to 65 years imprisonment.
The aforementioned court, situated in Nakwalet village, Longaroi sub-county, handed down 60-year prison sentences to John Mondo, Lomoru Lopkan, and Paul Lomoriamoi for the murder of 4 individuals, among them 2 UPDF soldiers and the sub-county chairperson.
Of killing Lieutenant Isa Mayende. Anika David. David. You have been sentenced to 60 years imprisonment.
Timothy Koryang, the gang leader and owner of the murder weapon, received a 10-year sentence.
And wrongful possession of firearm. You have been sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. Count 2 and wrongful possession of ammunition. You have been sentenced to 10 years imprisonment.
Kotido Vice Chairperson Noria Hasfateko commended the court-martial for delivering justice.
The government of Uganda for doing such a wonderful job, putting justice, even following really the criminals, because everyone was fearing to pick these people. Even me myself, this is now my 2nd time to reach the sub-county since that incident happened. We could not cross here because everyone was like, if you go there to say anything, you will be killed.
35 years imprisonment. The sentence.
And on a lighter note, as holidays for school children start, parents have been urged to involve their children in tree planting to support government efforts on conservation. The director of Rainbow Elementary School, Mrs. Anne Mujisha, encouraged parent-child relationships during the holidays to address child abuse.
We have presented here. The most challenging is tree planting. Tree planting is something that has been taken lightly. And because of that, we are having what they call climate change. And whatever is around cutting of trees, deforestation, is causing us to suffer. Please, wherever you are, whether you go back to your home village and you can plant a tree, please plant a tree, and we save our environment.
While the children were performing today, I discovered that this is something that we need to educate in schools, at homes, because it affects the child, but also it affects the family as a whole setup. So seeing it being a topic or something that the school chose to educate about our children, it is a very, very, very important tool that we need to encourage even in families, even in schools.
Kyenkutira bazadde bannange nti abaana bagenda mu luwummula oluwanvu. Nga kyembasaba abaana bw'aba akoze ensobi, bw'aba alina kyakoze ng'omuzadde, tekitegeeza kuba omwana oyo. Muyite bulungi, omubuulirire, ate n'ekirala omwana mukwase Katonda, kyekisinga obukulu.
When I was a little girl, my grandma told me that I could be just anything that I wanted to.
Jovia.
Ng'oyolekera ku lugendo luno olw'obulamu, nkuwa ekirabo eky'amaanyi agatazizibwa, amaanyi okulabibwa n'okuwulirwa mu mawanga ageewala ennyo, okutuuka buli wamu nga yadde togenzeeyo, ensi yonna ng'ekuli mu ngalo. Okutambula mu biseera n'okumanya buli kimu ekirina okumanyibwa. Jovia, kino kye kirabo kyange gy'oli.
Tewali kkubo ku ki ky'osobola okukola ku mukutu nnandameggwa ogwa MTN.
Metu Bus Industries, Namamve, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators, and special purpose vans and any customized vehicle. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort, and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats, or a special design that includes power outlet, Wi-Fi, television, refreshment center, and any other specification. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda. Contact us on 0788 118586 or 0782 030303. Email us metuafricabus@gmail.com. Visit our website www.metubusafrica.com.
Prof Bio Research abawanguzi bawadi ya Best East African Brand 2023 bakutegekede omusomo. The Great Sundowner 8 Sata zimera committee obukubera okubanga 26 November paka nga 2 December Wikotorio Mall Hall Rooftop omusomesa waffe yomukenkufu Nyanzi Julius ekyuma kiwagala kyuma musansi ne tekinologiya mwe muli okola ebigimusa okuva mu pampa z'abaana n'enjazi za vermiculite okukamula omubisi mu menvu ng'embidde ng'okozesa ekyuma okutandikawo obukolero ng'okukola sabuni wa habo n'okukola ebibiriiti kugateka ennima ey'omulembe ng'okulima ekitiko okutukwa abakadde kanodama mushroom okulima ensogasoga jangu oyiga okugattako omutindo gamba ng'okukola ebizigo n'omubisi okuva mu kigagi okukamula butto mu nsogasoga nga tiketi ya $10,000 ng'ofunirako tule y'amagi ga safrani n'ekitiko kya ganodama so 3 ez'okubakya nga tutandika buukinga tiketi yo ng'ogigula ku mobile money ku noti 7 noti 3 152
In this family, we can't agree on anything. Martha. We can't even agree on what to watch. All the games to play.
Martha.
Ndoza Mulabi, we can't even agree on what to eat. At least the one thing for now we can all agree on is the soap to use. He likes that it's big and lasts long. Anti-economy. I like that it keeps my skin smooth. Ate alina echovu. And the children like that. It smells amazing. Everyone is happy. Movit soap comes in 4 fantastic flavors. Movit family soap is truly soap for the whole family.
Movit. All day confidence.
In
the heart of Uganda, a financial revolution is happening. We were once left out, saving the old-fashioned way, with an unexpected saving spot, keeping it too close for comfort. But now, we found a better way to save and manage money. Download the Wendy app from Google Play or App Store or dial *229#. With Wendy, your money is safe and you can earn interest daily. Visit your Google Play or App Store or dial *229# to register. Wendy Wanawoli.
Welcome back to still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. Now, the UPDF together with the FADC continue to hunt in Eastern Congo, a mission that involves establishing bases close to the enemy. Now, Sharon Chomjusha joined the UPDF inside the deeper parts of DRC during the establishment of Sector 4, new base for the Uganda People's Defense Force. They intensify pursuit of the ADF rebels.
The dense vegetation of eastern Congo gives way to a slithering brown road as the UPDF sets off on a daunting journey to establish Sector 4. The air is thick with anticipation and apprehension as the convoy plunges 148 kilometers deep into the heart of Ituri province. Despite the ever-looming threat of an ambush, the convoy progresses, traversing the treacherous Kasindi-Beni-Butembo road. The once notorious route is now a bustling highway, a testament to the strengthened security collaboration between the UPDF and FARDC. The blessing of rain transforms this landscape into a treacherous mud trap, challenging even the most seasoned travelers. At 10 p.m., the convoy arrives at the newly established UPDF base in Luna. The jungle's intimidating vastness is met with resilience as soldiers create a semblance of normalcy. As dawn reveals the ghost of a village, scarred by conflict yet holding on to a thread of life, abandoned mud houses and a dilapidated school stand as silent witnesses to the horrors inflicted by the numerous terrorist groups including the ADF and Mai Mai rebels. At the best, there's no break. Soldiers unite in a flood of activity, constructing facilities, fetching water, cooking, and erecting tents. Each department, from signalers to artillery, rapidly mobilizes to establish their operational sectors. The sound of heavy machinery echoes through the jungle as trucks work tirelessly, transforming the rugged terrain into a functional military outpost. Life at the best is raw and uncompromising. My initiation into the rugged existence involves a makeshift shower into the bushes and learning basic survival skills, including the necessity of digging a personal latrine.
Hi, this is my toilet for today.
As a crisp dawn breaks the following day, the artillery team launches a planned assault on the ADF camps. Despite preparations, the reality of combat is jarring, with the landscape scarred and the air reverberating with the echoes of the bombardment. Concluding this journey with a safe return to Uganda feels like a miracle. The constant risk faced by soldiers who might not return amplifies my gratitude for having traversed this terrifying landscape. This journey, far more than a journalistic endeavor, has been one into the heart of conflict and the strong human spirit. Sharon Chomjusha, UBC News.
Busitama University Nangongera campus students have gone technological in the pursuit of reducing the rampant cases of sexual harassment How will this work? This is explained by our reporter.
Over the past few years, cases of sexual harassment have risen, with Uganda police reporting cases regularly. Students at Busitema University Nagongera campus have invented a computer application to help authorities pursue offenders. It can also be used by the public.
The system is designed basically to be used by students in first phase. So students log into the system using the registration numbers. They are captured in the system, and then once they get access into the system, they provide the perpetrator, the one they're accusing, and evidence. And evidence is in the form of any multimedia. Could be an image, could be audio, could be video, screenshots. You can attach them as evidence when you're filling the form. So once you submit in the system, the gender office is able to receive your complaint.
The students believe that this anti-sexual harassment system is the answer to help reduce a vice that affects all ages, especially women.
An app has been launched whereby even wherever you are, whether you are outside of Busitema University, in Karamoja, you are in Kasese, where I come from, any other district in the country at large, you can be able to log in and place in your case, and this case can be handled virtually.
The institution's hierarchy lauds the students for this initiative that will help reduce sexual harassment, but also highlights Busitema as a center of excellence.
So it is going to help them be able to report cases of sexual harassment. As Busitema University, we are against any forms of violence. We are against sexual harassment. Sexual harassment has been there, but it has been silent because people fear to report. But with the app, someone is able to report, and you not tell, the other person will not tell that it has been reported by the other person.
So most of the students, they are harassed maybe in the community, they are harassed maybe by their lecturers, they are harassed by their own students, and they don't talk about it. Why? Because you don't talk about sex anyhow, and also sexual harassment, they usually ask for evidence. For example, if you're abused, if you're raped, do you have evidence? No.
This application that will reduce stigma for victims has been welcomed by the public.
But we also realize that it is not only the girls that are being violated against, because our culture and our society have always trained us that boys don't cry. And yet I do know that without the boys, even the laws that we are making are not going to help us much.
Human rights defenders and security urge the public to embrace this innovation to ensure cases are reported and offenders punished.
Metu Bus Industries, Namamve, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators, and special purpose vans and any customized vehicle. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort, and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats, or a special design that includes power outlet, Wi-Fi, television, refreshment center, and any other specification. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda. Contact us on 0788 118586 or 0782 030303. Email us metuafricabus@gmail.com. Visit our website www.metubusafrica.com.
Jovia.
Ng'oyolekera ku lugendo luno olw'obulamu, nkuwa ekirabo eky'amaanyi agatazizibwa, amaanyi okulabibwa n'okuwulirwa mu mawanga ageewala ennyo. okutuuka buli wamu nga yadde togenzeeyo. Ensi yonna ng'ekuli mu ngalo. Okutambula mu biseera n'okumanya buli kimu ekirina okumanyibwa. Jovia, kino kye kirabo kyange gy'oli.
Tewali kkubo ku ki ky'osobola okukola ku mukutu nnandameggwa ogwa MTN.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. We now delve into the world of business. Now, renowned pharmacologist and agripreneur Omukenkefu Julius Nyanzi of Prof Bio Research has encouraged the use of available resources to get out of poverty. During the launch of the second edition of the book entitled St. Ezekula Committee, Senior Counsel J.W. Katende commended Professor Nyanzi for being a young innovator. Details in this report.
It is common to see used diapers dumped everywhere, although they are a threat to the environment. But innovator and pharmacologist Professor Julius Nyanzi of Prof Bio Research has started manufacturing fertilizers, which he says last over 100 years in the soil. He is training over 300 participants at the 8th Great Sundowner in Kampala. In the training, Nyanzi has made fertilizers using diapers, vermiculite from Mbale, and biochar.
Pampers utekamu kilo 10. Great Sundowner. Sente zimera kuki? Committee. Ngabo olaba ekitiko kino kimera kuki? Committee. Kyekimirizaawo China.
Nyanzi calls for goodwill from policymakers to engage the over 75% youth who are unemployed.
To biodiversity and utilizing available resources. We are seeing the Kenyan government supporting its own people. How much is policy? How much are you working with the policy to support your efforts?
Policy here in Uganda, we have not moved much, I can say. Although there is some goodwill, but the action bit is still lacking. Because when you talk about these innovations, I've just won the East African Award. And most of the policymakers go to know about it. But in most cases, they appreciate, but it's not all about appreciations. We want to move so that Uganda is transformed. For example, the idea of President Ruto in Kenya, whereby he availed about 65 square miles of land to an Italian energy company known as Eni Group. They are going to plant castor oil and they make oil. After the oil, they are going to process it into aviation fuel.
The other trainings, Professor Nyanzi trains in making Ganodama mushroom, which treats diabetes, an immune booster, and joint care. During the 8th Great Sundowner, Professor Nyanzi launched the second edition of his book, Money Grows on Trees. Senior Counsel autobiographed the Money Grows on Trees book and tasked Ugandans to rally behind Professor Nyanzi's innovation to improve household incomes. Professor Nyanzi is empowering Ugandans to get out of poverty through technology and science, modern farming, agribusiness, and starting cottage industries. Abiona Francisco, UBC News.
The utilization of biomass is being presented as a suitable alternative to charcoal and firewood for domestic energy needs due to its clean and sustainable nature. This was at the launch of a study titled Towards 100% Renewable Energy by 2050. Biomass energy sources manifest in solid, liquid and gas forms and are less polluting compared to charcoal and firewood, yet affordable.
The transition is not going to be the same across all households. Given the levels of income, some people will still be using briquettes. Some might go to briquettes, others might go to advance to using gas, others might advance to using biogas as well. But there are some that will stay using charcoal and firewood.
The study Towards 100% Renewable Energy by 2050 unveils 3 distinct scenarios for Uganda's energy transition, including a business-as-usual approach.
If we think of empowering our people, our communities into entrepreneurship skills, into innovations and technology generations, in research, there we feel some of these costs can really go down.
The talk about renewable energy transition and transitioning our cooking energy should be also aligned or integrated into the talk on economic empowerment and poverty eradication. These should go hand in hand. And this is why also we must discuss aspects of productive use of energy.
Clean alternative energy sources could replace charcoal burning in the coming decades, depending on how Uganda's transition yields to biodiversity conservation, climate change mitigation and adaptation. Minister for Information, Communication and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Biomass, has urged residents of Kanungu to remain steadfast in embracing vocational training. He was at Chihihi Community Polytechnic in Kanungu District for a fundraising ceremony. Let's have a look.
Minister for Information, Communication and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Biomass, has on Sunday, 26th November 2023, joined the residents of Chihihi Community Polytechnic in Kanungu District for a fundraising ceremony.
Jehovah God, we want to thank you for you brought us here. May you bless whoever has attended here.
Chihihi Community is mobilizing funds for the construction of a student's dormitory
and give support to the construction of the student's dormitory.
Shillings 40 million has been earmarked for this project, whose construction is on course.
And we are here with the parents and the members of the community to support the school to put up a dormitory for the boys because the numbers are increasing and they have limitation in terms of accommodation.
Chihihi Polytechnic is a community-based institute, but government-aided, offering more of hands-on education disciplines to mainly those less privileged students.
Have an accelerated qualitative improvement, enabling us to produce artisan craftsmen with excellent workmanship in their trades and with the moral authority integrity, enabling them to blend morals, character, entrepreneurship, knowledge, skills and service as per the Polytechnic vision and mission statements.
The school stands among the few polytechnic centers in Uganda accommodating special needs students.
I would like to extend my sincere appreciations to the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for supporting and funding technical education and vocational training under the Ministry of Education and Sports.
To sports news, in cricket, Uganda edged test-playing nation Zimbabwe by 5 wickets in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup Africa qualifiers, causing a major upset in the tournament. Uganda is fighting for one of 2 slots in the 2024 T20 World Cup, and Uganda will face Nigeria next week in their qualifiers campaign.
Being an associate country and coming off an 8-wicket loss in their previous game, Uganda were not considered the favourites in this game. The Cricket Cranes won the toss and elected to field with Captain Brian Masaba leading from the front, running out Zimbabwe's Tida Maruwami in the first over before he faced any ball. Uganda's bowlers continued to show major class against experienced Zim players, eventually limiting Zim to 136 runs for 7 wickets in 20 overs. In the chasing, Uganda started off slow, suffering 2 early wickets in the power play. In the 7th over, Rogers Mukasa and Alpesh Ramjani created a partnership that took Uganda to 61 runs for 2 in 12 overs. Uganda only kept going strong from then on, eventually posting 138 runs for 5 wickets in 19.1 overs at a 7.20 net run rate, hence winning the game by 5 wickets.
It's massive for us. I mean, the test playing nation, that doesn't get bigger than that. And that's the beauty of qualifiers like this. Funny things do happen, and I believe today something like that happened. But more importantly, full credit to the boys for the effort. Everybody was spot on. The bowlers came to the party, the fielders came to the party, and importantly at the end, the batsmen came to the party. So it opens up the tournament and means our destiny is in our own hands. If we can win our next 3 games, then we're at a World Cup, and that would be massive for Uganda cricket. But more importantly, it has brought joy to all the fans back home, and that's why we play. And hopefully we can finish the job here and get over the line.
No, first of all, when we came to Namibia, we came with the intention of playing 6 finals. 3 finals are out of the way. Unfortunately, we lost 1, and we have 3 more finals to come. So we are focused, and we're taking every game at a time. We have 3 more games, important final games left, and today is completely brushed off. We focus to go again tomorrow.
Uganda's Riazat Alisha clinched the Man of the Match award for his 42 runs off 28 balls and 1 wicket from the 3 overs he bowled. Other performers in the game were Alpesh Ramjani with 40 runs, Dinesh Rakrani 2 wickets, and Henry Senyondo with 2 wickets.
It feels amazing. I trained for that. I want to win more games for my team. I want to be match winners in every game. And after playing 3 games, and I won second man of the match, and this feels amazing for me.
It's an upset for Zimbabwe, but history for the Cricket Cranes, facing a test-playing nation for the very first time and getting away with the win. But even though we are celebrating this win, the battle for a slot in the ICC T20 Men's World Cup 2024 for Uganda is not yet over. Uganda has to face 3 more nations before it can take ground. Grace Joyce Kemigisa, UBC News, Windhoek, Namibia.
Thank you, boys!
And that brings us to the end of our 8 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. However, do join us later on at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold Mugalu Mohammed in Sign Language. See you at 10.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.